The first new release on VOD, because most of the other movies on VOD I saw in theaters, like every single one of them, except for Trolls World Tour, which is what we're reviewing today. This is the first new release I've got to review since like March, and I reviewed Bloodshot last. I didn't get to see Emma, I Still Believe, or some of those other movies, which I did want to actually go watch in the theater and never got to, and I'm really sad about that. But yeah, that's what happens when you're a movie critic and you don't get to do the things that you want to do because theaters close and a virus spread. So here we are, depression and all. And look, Trolls, bad movie, just bad movie, okay? I'm not going to act like this is a good movie. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. So I'm going to be honest with you. This movie sucked. It's not a good movie. I enjoyed it. There are parts of this movie I think that are smart and actually good, but there are parts of this movie that I'm just like, really? Really? Alright, so let's talk about it. First of all, the soundtrack is not as good. Because it felt like they were talking more than they were actually singing in the first movie, which is weird to me. Because what they should have done is made this a musical, right? I feel that way about the first Trolls, but the first Trolls used the songs in a way that it told the story. Okay, it worked in the story. There's some songs that were like, really, why'd you choose this song? Like how Branch, his grandma, dies to this, I guess spoilers for the first Trolls, but in that scene, they're playing Eclipse of the Heart as his grandma's dying. You know, this love song. Yeah, this is not, no, don't play a love song at someone's death. That's weird. And especially at an old lady's death. That's just weird. But, it's like... So I was kind of excited for this one. Because I thought the first Trolls was a guilty pleasure. I enjoyed it. But the other part of me was like, this could actually be good from the trailers. Because you got this great idea of them traveling the world trying to get these strings and save their music. And kind of the lesson is like, you know, we all gotta be united and crap, but you know they really hammer that home in this movie, and there's also a commentary you could say like with the different music and how like there are people like who believe rock is the only genre of music and every other music is trash, and you know they're wrong to think that way but like they didn't even really bring it up correctly, if you ask me. Like think about this, for example. Rock and roll music, right? I love rock. Okay. My boy Elvis created rock and roll. That's why he's the king of rock and roll. We all know this. But he didn't just create rock and roll by just going, oh, songs bought by you, but left me. I found a new place to dwell. A lonely breed, a heartbreak hotel, 'cause I've been so lonely, baby. I've been so lonely I could die. Okay, yeah, I mean, he didn't just open his mouth and that's what came out, okay? He took two genres of music, gospel and soul, pumped them together, and he created a new genre of music. So that's what should have been addressed in this movie, that you can unite types of music and create new music. And that's what should have... Doesn't that just make sense? Like, I know I'm overthinking this Trolls kids movie, but like, it's so dumb that they didn't bring this up. Because it's like, that's so obvious. Like, that's so, like, yes. I mean, I'm not expecting them to go, hey, Elvis did this. I'm expecting them to address that you can you can combine genres of music together and also... and make something new. I mean, that's literally the definition of creativity, is taking things that are old and making something new. You know, So, I'm just saying, there's ways of doing this, and I felt like this movie failed. It was a little clunky. It was a little too fast of a movie. It needed to slow down and have characters meet at some point. Like, they should have been captured by Barb at one point in the movie, and then they should add a conversation where the characters meet, because everyone's kind of just like, I'm kind of afraid of Barb, and they don't, like, there's no real threat because you have an idea of what Barb can do, but you don't really see her do it. Number two, you don't have the characters actually meet Barb. It's them they don't even meet Barb till the very end of the movie, and it's kind of ridiculous. By the way, rest in peace, Barb. I'm sorry you died in Stranger Things. But this is not the same character, but I'm just saying. But yeah, I thought the movie was okay for what it was. It wasn't a bad movie. Actually, I can't even really say it's a bad movie. I can say it's a fine movie. The first Trolls was a bad movie because it was trying to be so cool and hip with the kids, and just... Yeah, there's a little bit of that in this movie, but it's more of just a silly, dumb kids comedy that's not really good. It has a little bit, quite a bit of a clunky plot and stuff. It's fun. I would recommend it. I do like this movie. I don't want to sell you as like I didn't like the movie. I just think there were ways that you could have made this better and actually made a great movie out of this. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm insane. Maybe I need to stop playing with my Star Wars toys and with all these figures around me and different toys and things on display. I mean, that's Han Solo, right next to that Coca-Cola sign on display. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. It is there. It is there. I can't. But yeah, the point is, I have a problem. My hair's a mess. I'm watching a Trolls movie instead of watching something that could actually be good. Like, I don't know, a Stanley Kubrick movie or something. Or a Martin Scorsese movie. I'm sitting here watching Trolls. Because that's my life. Trolls. Man. This is why I don't have any friends. It's okay though.